Uma temporada se inicia. Eu gostaria de boas fofocas.
A temporada social parece estar um pouco diferente.
Não. Quero que comece pelo começo.
I'm Nicole Bastos from CNN Brazil. It's lovely to be talking to you today. Benedict and Sophie are so captivating on screen. How was it to build the chemistry between the two of you? I mean, what's the secret?
I just look in Yaren's eyes and we say the lines and stuff happens. Isn't it? Yeah. I think like you just sort of you let it happen up to a point. I think we did just sort of. I think we're both. I think you're very curious. I think and very sort of like interested and open, and then the job becomes a lot easier when the person opposite you is like that. I think.
Yeah, and I think Luke's theatre background also is so helpful because he's just so present, you know, he's so open and playful, and you kind of just surrender to that and see what kind of comes up between you two.
Beautiful. Yaren, Sophie is a very beloved and highly anticipated character for Bridgerton fans. How did you build this character with your own touch while still keeping the fans in mind?
Yeah, I think I really heavily relied on the book. I really wanted to bring Julia's vision to life, and I did hear that our season was going to be most faithful to the book, so that was quite helpful. And in terms of my own touch, I think I really relate to that outsider experience and maybe a little bit of that imposter syndrome and negative self-talk. Do have a lot of that. So I brought some of that home and carried it over. But no, I also learned a lot from Sophie as well in terms of what it means to actually accept yourself for who you are and your flaws. And yeah, it was a give and take between Sophie and myself.
Beautiful. Look, in the last season, Benedict was discovering his sexuality, becoming involved with both men and women, and now, while exploring that, he meets Sophie. What can you say about where Benedict stands now in terms of sexuality and matters of the heart?
When we first start the season, you mean, or by the end, or just over this season? Is that what you mean?
You can say about the whole season.
Sexuality feels almost like a sort of strange word to use in the case of Benedict. I think he sort of thinks of it as sex, full stop. And it's just like this force that he's sort of like letting govern him sometimes. And like, you know, as you say, he's discovered lots of stuff. And I think there is real openness about Benedict. And I do truly believe that he could have ended up with, you know, a man or a woman, I actually think. But also then there's just, it's the specific nature of Sophie, I think, that brings out something in him that no one has brought out before. They sort of fit together, and they're sort of pressing each other's weak points in a way. Like he, you know, teases out her sense of like fantasy and dream and fun, maybe. And I think Sophie grounds Benedict. I think Sophie makes him see the value and the complexity of, and the, you know, it's the amazing complexity of really not settling down, but of, you know, of committing to someone and committing to something, and of sort of staring the reality of life in the face rather than sort of getting distracted.
Senhor Bridgerton.
Nós já nos conhecemos.
For Claudia and Hannah, your characters each have their own dilemmas regarding sexuality this season, and we still haven't reached the season that will specifically focus on Eloise and Francesca's stories. What can you say they are experiencing this season that prepares them for when their moments arrive in the upcoming seasons?
Francesca, she got married last season, so she is in a completely new space. She's kind of stepped away from the family, not completely, but she's now having to stand on her own 2 feet and learn what being a wife is, and she's under all new pressure with what comes with being a wife and running a household. And yeah, that her and John are kind of still exploring their relationship and getting to know each other. They only met last year, so they've got a lot to get to know. And as introverts, I think it's really important for them to kind of focus on their communication, and we're experiencing that within their intimate relationship as well. And Francesca's just got so much to learn about being a wife, and she's on that journey trying to find information.
On the build up to like whenever Eloise's story time happens, you know, each season has been a way for her to try and figure out like how not to partake in what she sees around her. And I guess that is really building up to what will then become her time to figure out how she can live within this sort of these expectations, but still be true to herself in a way. And I think, you know, our mum has learned with all of her many children, you know, there's always been there's a stumbling block with each child and a bit of a miscommunication. And I think with time, you know, Violet is understanding Eloise more and more, but while still wanting her to feel the joy of love that they obviously had with our dad.
We have watched Queen Charlotte and Lady Danbury's friendship grow and evolve. You two have such unique chemistry on screen. What new aspect did you add to these characters this season?
They kind of fall out a bit this season, don't they?
Yes, they do.
That's a new aspect.
Yes, it is. Aspect, right? Yes.
They're vulnerable. They're angry. They're weepy. They're sulky. It's all going on, and you kind of see more of the human side, the emotional,
raw kind of love. I think.
Yeah, thwarted.
Yes. In this season.
And I think you kind of see both of them. There's a bit of a childlike quality in some of their interactions this year. It's like, I want this. You can't have it. You can't have it because I'm in charge. Right. If you're in charge, I'm not going to be your friend. I'm just going to do what you tell me, but I won't be your friend. You know, I think we have a lot of that sort of childlike energy in there.
Yeah, lovely.
So, Ruth, I love Violet. She's one of my favorite characters in the show, and it's so beautiful to see her seeking her own story this season. What can you say fans will get to see from Violet that they haven't seen before?
I think they see a different kind of vulnerability before. I think she was quite vulnerable with Agatha, but I think there's a different kind of vulnerability. And it's quite nice to kind of be tentative around Marcus in so much, you know, when she's being very raw and very open with him about what she would like, but what she's frightened of. And that was really quite a lot of fun to play with. And then basically he's such a gentleman that it develops from there. And I that was a lot of fun. And it was right. It's a right time to see that, I think, from Violet or anyone of that age, of my age.
Violet, yes. Violet and Marcus share a shy kind of connection. What was it like building these nuances between the two of you on set?
No, it's nice. It's an exploration.
Yeah,
it's a good set, and you know, Ruth's wonderful to work with. Obviously, we have these, you know, I guess it's feeling it out, right, and feeling out where they are. You know, you made some amazing suggestions about space and like how they close, you know, proximity and how they close the distance and these sorts of things that we were able to explore. But I think it's a lovely relationship dynamic to play with.
I love how you all genuinely sing like brothers and sisters, even behind the scenes. I love seeing the moments you share online, especially on Florence Hunt's TikTok. How would you describe the brotherhood feeling you have created off camera after all these years?
Wow, it just happened so naturally, didn't it? It just like, there was nothing that we did, or it just was the perfect group of actors that came together. Yeah,
I'd say so.
yeah.
I'd bloody say
There's
so.
a reason for that as well.
Yeah, I think what you see, and I think what people hope it is what it is. Like, and I really always want to get across how sincere we're all being when we say how much of a nice time we're having. Sometimes I'll hear people talk about What a Nice Time, and I'm like, oh, go on, though, was it?
Yeah.
Was it? But it really is.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It just really is a beautiful time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
Everything you think it is, it is.
What do you think their story can teach us about relationships nowadays?
Be genuine.
Yeah.
Well, do you know, but it's interesting though, isn't it? Because I think that, yes, we want to be genuine and we want to be, people talk about being vulnerable, etc. But also what's interesting about this relationship is that it takes two of them. It takes both of them, right? Like that Marcus is also holding space.
Yeah.
That
Courage.
Exactly, and it kind of encourages and Violet to open up. And I think that that's one of the important things, especially in today's world, where you might have one person who wants to be expressive, who wants to show their truth, but then are they doing that with someone who can equally hold that space and be respectful and patient as well? And so that's a hard dynamic to strike. It's a hard dynamic to strike. It takes two.
Great. What are you most excited for the fans to see in this new season?
I think in terms of our characters, I think that we've had quite a lot of intimate, I don't mean intimate scenes, I mean scenes where we have intimate conversations that aren't in a ballroom, or they aren't, so we've had a lot of those, and actually that's been really lovely to play.
There's been a lot of private moments.
Yeah.
Those private moments of emotional intimacy.
Yes.
So
Yes,
there's been
exactly.
emotional intimacy.
And that's really nice.
Yeah, and a very, very kind of transparent and vulnerable conversations that are tough to have.
Yeah.
And Ruth does it wonderfully. So
but it's also really funny. It's also really funny when she still doesn't see some things about him. Like he is such a calm and sweet and gentle man, and she can still be in the maelstrom of a bloody family and those kids, and that's really quite funny to watch. So it's quite nice to see that dynamic. You are ever so patient.
There are many moments, I think, in this season, because this season is really layered with lots of different things. I love that we go downstairs and see all the servants, the people who actually run the town, who actually run these households. It's wonderful that we get to see their lives. It's wonderful that we see Violet falling in love and having a sexual encounter with your brother. It's wonderful to see Lady Whistledown, Penelope, wanting to do something different, want to go off to write her novels or whatever she's going to do. All of these stages are.
And Francesca going like,
and
what
John
is sex, and all of that,
discovering all of that kind of stuff. And I think it's a real testament to all of the episodes, as well as Queen Charlotte, that we kind of come to this, I don't know, hopefully, if we get more seasons, halfway through the idea of this world, of this family. And, it's a real layered season.
And the audience will get it. Because we know the people that love the show really pay attention to it, and they've paid attention from the start. So they understand, in our relationship, the significance of what happened between us.
Season,
and they understand that, we've watched Benedict for all these seasons, sort of, am I a painter? Am I doing this? What am I doing? And so for this moment, for him to kind of come into focus and find out who he is and what he loves and whom he loves and what he's prepared to do about that. It's audiences, I hope, will find that really satisfying to watch.
To meet Yerin.
Yeah.
She's done such an amazing job as Sophie. She's a beautiful Sophie.
I think
experience.
No, go
An experience. It's really exciting that this season we get to uncover a whole part of Bridgerton that we've not seen before in going downstairs. So there's like characters that we've had with us since season 1. I can't say that I haven't been there since season 1, but they've been part of the show, an integral part of the show since season 1, and they get a moment to shine. And also I think you understand the house and the Bridgertons on a deeper level because of opening that up.
And I think to see Benedict go through his love story, because we've seen him sort of in and out of many different romances, having a great time. So I'm really excited for fans to see Benedict sort of go through all that growth that he needs to go through.
Conte a ele quem você é.